Tell me what you want from me, baby. Tell me what you want from me. All right, guys. All right, let's get into today's video. Yeah, so this is what the new era of alpha males. Okay, let's get into it, baby girl.
Women don't have hobbies, or you should tan your asshole. But now in 2025, that's just every Instagram reel. That's just every single Instagram reel that you ever see ever. It's kind of like pointing out a cow to your friends when you're driving through the city versus when you're driving through the country. They're not going to be very surprised. This is a cow farm. There's gonna be cows outside. But recently I found two alphas that are so fascinating to me that I have to point them out to you, no matter where we're driving. If you watch reels for over an hour every day.
How did you guys put Luke Belmar into the alpha category? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, all right, okay. You know what I've understood about this whole entire alpha thing is that all it is just being a conservative male. Are you a conservative male in the modern day age of 2025? All right, then you are deemed alpha. It's the dumbest thing. Okay, let's get into the video. I just wanted to point that out.
Don't do that. So do I. And you've maybe seen this guy before.
His favorite whiskey, Johnny Walker. What do I do at duty free? Eating Johnny Walker. That night, sipping the Johnny Walker in the war room by myself with him, chilling.
Luke Belmar is a biohacking, crypto trading, e-commerce-ing, alpha finance bro millionaire.
Give me a $10 million contract every 4 months. You know?
By the way, I didn't realize what biohacking was until a few days ago. Apparently, it just means changing your diet and routine to try and improve your life. That's obviously a simplified definition, but based on the term they've been using, I thought it was a lot more serious than that.
Biohacking is your ability to reverse engineer life. Bio means life. Hacking through it is your ability to figure out the most optimal ways to experience life.
So it kind of seems like they've just alpha-fied taking care of themselves. Hey bro, you want to film a podcast episode real quick? Because we need to convince ourselves we're doing something fiscally profitable in order to sincerely talk to each other. Sorry, dude, I can't. I'm biohacking. Bro, what? You're biohacking? That's crazy, dude. That's impressive, for real. Yeah, thanks. I know. I'll let you get back to it, okay? You focus up, all right? I'll talk to you later. Okay, see you, bro. This is actually one of the best apples I've ever fucking had. Luke posts a lot of clips of himself on various podcasts saying things I think are meant to be insightful, but usually make no sense.
I think people need to start studying words. Look at a bank. Right? What is a bank?
River bank.
Right. What does the river bank do? It controls the flow. The flow of what? The flow of the currency. If it's controlling the currency, it's also controlling the what? The flow. The flow of what? The cash flow.
He's always talking about his success and how much money he has, so he posts a lot of advice of people wanting to become more like him. Wealthy, cool, charismatic.
Because
Those things are very helpful.
Because
And a lot of his videos are him explaining how we can start making money just like him. So let's go ahead and dive in. That's foreshadowing for later in the video. It'll make sense later. We'll get to that.
Okay, but the thing is with a lot of these different sort of, I guess, influencer types and everything is that they come at a time where, as a whole, society is just kind of lost. The modern average person, male or female, is they're gobbling up all these different sort of contents, thinking it's going to change their life. Take the self-help space, because I think the whole alpha male thing and the self-help space are really closely tied together. So you have all these people sort of gobbling down what I would deemed to be motivational porn. All right, it's this motivational content that they're just gobbling down, thinking that the more motivational videos they watch or the more self-help videos they watch, the better their life is going to become, without actually implementing any of the tactics. Okay, so now these people like Luke Belmar are going to be sort of deemed these alpha males when they're just realistically just trying to give a sliver of knowledge to people. That's it. They're just giving just a tidbit of information that could possibly change someone's life, and then someone has to turn around and make a hit piece on it. I don't like that. Let's not do that.
The secret to being rich, guys. Ask rich people to give you money. Pretend to be their friend so you can use them for personal financial gain. It's a side hustle because you're hustling them. At the end of this clip, he also says this. Somehow even worse advice. If you guys want to make money, literally just make money. Print it yourself in your garage. It's all about positioning yourself into prison. Don't worry though, this is not the only groundbreaking advice he has for making money.
when was the last time you sat down with a blank piece of paper and just like brainstormed? Ever heard that?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they have heard of that. He has so many people listening to him right now. They're hanging on every word he says. And he uses that opportunity to ask if they've ever heard of journal.
Yeah, but this is what I'm telling you. It's the whole entire generation at this point, they're so lost, okay? They don't understand that they can stand on their own 2 feet. They think that Luke is going to be the one to save them, or Andrew, or insert any sort of alpha influencer. Okay, but that's not the case. But it's just sad to see that most of the generation of today is just lost, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Journaling.
I got a problem at the top. Give me 100 solutions for that problem. Oh, I don't know what. Chill out. What is going to happen? Relax, G.
This isn't going to help anyone become rich alpha bros, so I feel like he must have some kind of other motivation for trying to get them to use paper. Like maybe he secretly works at Dunder Mifflin. When's the last time you took a piece of paper and just appreciated it? When's the last time you ordered 80 boxes of 8x10 and ultra white, tipping your salesman 40%? Ever heard of it? Ever heard of that? Have you ever heard of that? Have you? And while we're at it, have you ever heard of today's sponsor? This video is sponsored by Midas Merch. Midas Merch is a free to download mobile game. Midas Merch.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
From the evil goddess of night, who keeps.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Any purified water is going to hook you up.
Water is gonna fuck me up.
2, once you have a little bit of money, start eating super clean, super organic. Understand that the food that you consume has pesticides, has chemicals.
Once I have money, which I still don't have, because that's what this tutorial is supposed to tell me.
Don't use a microwave. Microwave, you're literally cooking your food.
Microwave will cook food.
Neglect celebrities. Don't give a celebrities. They're just dirt.
Ignore celebrities, even though we're supposed to be making rich friends, and they probably won't want to be our friend if we call them dirt and stuff.
Yo, drop me a $250,000 wire.
For someone who's always talking about the
There's a lot of rich people that are not celebrities. Okay, let's get that out. This girl is taking anything that this man says and completely twisting it. I get it. It's satire. It's a video that's supposed to be funny. I get it. We're not supposed to even take what she's saying seriously. I get it. I understand. But it almost just, the way she's going about it is almost in this way that it almost anger you. And I guess that's what she's looking for, is to kind of anger me as well. But that's fine. I digress.
meaning of words.
I think people need to start studying words.
He seems to not understand the ones in step by step. We still don't know how to get rich like him. This wasn't even unhelpful advice. This was advice for after we've done the thing we needed advice for. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to tie a shoe. This is just a quick step by step. As you can see, my shoes are already tied. Go fuck yourself. Don't put food in here, by the way. It'll make it cold. Be careful. Is that Chris Hemsworth? Oh, it's me, Chris Hemsworth. Get the fuck out of here, Chris. I'm gonna beat you up. You're gonna be so Thor tomorrow. I think one of the funniest things about Luke, though, is that he is completely obsessed with the Tain brothers. You know, the convicted human traffickers. You know, some of the worst people on the planet, some of the worst people alive right now. He talks about Andrew's brother Tristan so frequently and with so much excitement that it's like he's a freshman in high school, getting to hang out with the mean, popular seniors.
Tristan Tate got us lit on Blue Label Johnny Walker, $250 cigars, $500 cigars, right? What an experience. So we're gonna go hang out with him today again. Dude, the guy did a 5-day fast. First thing how he breaks his fast, cigars and whiskey, and still outruns us. What a G, bro.
Dude, this guy starved himself, spent $1,000 on consumable goods, and still trafficked women right after. That guy is sick, dude.
They were never actually convicted of that, guys. Come on. Don't be so silly.
In the head, he's fucked up.
Your favorite car, bro?
On the Aston Martin.
Tristan thinks well, guys. Critical thinking, I fucking love it.
Hello? Who, Luke? Yeah, he's here. One sec. It's Krispy Kreme. They said they want to offer you a job. They said because you're so good at glazing. He didn't even explain his thought process for why this is his favorite car. He just said the color. He literally just said the color of the car. That didn't even take regular thinking. Luke reacts to everything Tristan says like Tristan is paying him, which he might be.
Yo, drop me a $250,000 wire.
Tristan, take me to dirt. Allegedly. Most definitely. Allegedly. 1000% for sure. No doubt in my mind. Allegedly. It's like Luke is on payroll and he's trying to keep his job. I think we should move this filing cabinet over there. Yes. Genius. That's why this guy's in charge, right? No, actually, I hate that spot. That's the worst spot in the building. And I've always thought that. I've always said that. I don't know. Maybe we should move the filing cabinet to my butt? But then it'll be in the way. How will I kiss it? Your butt. How will I hold it and kiss it and make out with it then? It's so crazy whenever people talk about the Tains like they're literal gods because again, they're convicted human traffickers. And second, the least alpha thing.
No, they're not. They're not convicted. They were never convicted of the crime. Okay? They were innocent. Stop it.
Do is look up to a man. Why are you looking up? What were you doing down there? It's also such a public way to announce what kind of person you are to the world. Like, this is where you want to be. This is where you want to end up. This is your guy. Wooly Willy is your guy. I think this gives a pretty good idea of what kind of person Luke Belmar is because wanting to be around the Tate brothers is like wanting to be inside a toilet bowl because it means you're probably a big piece of shit. The water advice is pretty recurrent in all of Luke's teachings. It keeps coming up.
You can do Mountain Valley spring water. You can do Avian.
Evian. I love Evian.
Yeah, those are good ones. It's good. Fiji? No.
He refuses to drink any regular
Avian spelled backwards is naive. Oh, mind blown.
water. It has to be specifically approved brands of bottled water. And he tends to project this mindset onto others around him.
Today I went to the dentist and she's like, can you rinse out your mouth? And I'm like, I'm not rinsing out my mouth with this tap water. Even the monkey knows. Natural spring water. None of this tap water bullshit, bro.
The monkey was drinking the water, though. It seemed like it was having a good time until you approached it with the gentleness of a thwomp.
I will say one thing about this shorty, bro. She's not funny, dude. She's not. And this is the thing that is the case most of the time with most women. Most women are not funny, dude. That's just the reality of life.
No water is bad. I feel like once again he was inspired by the Taint brothers and Andrew always talking about bottles of water. I mean bottle of water. Bottles of water. I don't know when or why this mindset started, but maybe this clip has something to do with it.
Hey, your little 13-year-old daughter has acne. Let's put her on birth control to regulate her emotions. And now you put 100 million women in the United States on birth control. It goes to your urine. That estrogen goes into the water. So now you have all these feminized men drinking this tap water.
I guess this explains his and his fellow alpha's fear of water because the mark of a true alpha is being scared of the basis of pretty much all life. We're not scared of anything except for 71% of the planet. planet. Luke also has a tendency to make up numbers, which isn't a great characteristic to have as a finance expert.
Now you have 100 million women urinating highly estrogenated urine.
Where did 100 million come from? I love making up numbers based on nothing. I like my statistics how I like my hemorrhoids. Extracted from my ass. People who typically use birth control are in the age range of like 15 to 45. It's different for everybody. That age range in the US is only 66 women. 66 million. Not just, there's actually 66 women in the US, and I'm one of them. I'm the best one. And of that number, only about 15% use the pill. So that's less than 10 million. Where did all those extra millions come from? I thought this guy was supposed to know all about millions.
I've been able to capitalize on this digital gold rush. I've been able to generate millions of dollars.
Sure hope this isn't the same math he's using to calculate his net worth. So overall, with assets and investments, I'm probably worth around 20 million. Nice. What about liquid? Wait, it's actually totally fine that we haven't learned anything of value yet from these videos because Luke has an online course that he sells.
Now I can tell you, as a matter of fact, that there's people your age making an absolute fucking killing online, whether it's through e-commerce, dropshipping, crypto.
He has an online course that makes him most, if not all of his income. What? Bones, what is happening? Who could have seen this happening? Why didn't you warn us, Bones? It's technically not just courses he's selling. It's actually a club where you get exclusive opportunities to connect with fellow entrepreneurs, which is something you can do on Instagram.
All you have to do is comment the words Capital Club, and I'll send you a private link so that you can tune into this private event.
Do you guys think it's private? Sorry, guys. I just didn't catch if it was private or not.
The Capital Club. Get involved with the Capital Club. Listen, the thing with Luke is that he's good. He's good at what he does. Okay, don't let this little redhead Pippi Longstocking shorty fool you with anything that's going on here, because nothing that she's saying in itself has any, aside from pinpointing little things about him, there's nothing really that she's saying that is actually truly valid. Everything that she's saying is just out here, is a gotcha. She's trying to have one of those crazy gotcha moments, like it's the 1950s, gotcha journalism, as they say, but it's not working here, okay? I'm personally not having it. I don't want any piece of it. I don't like what she's saying. Majority of the things that she's saying are absolutely fugazi, but that's okay. Let's not dive too deep into it. Next, she's gonna go into what? The guy who wakes up at 4 a.m. and does XYZ. That's fine. Listen, we don't have to be involved with everything this girl does. Okay, guys? I don't like it. You don't like it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Now, I didn't even record this video. This video was supposed to be a video that was supposed to be recorded, and it didn't even get recorded. So we just missed out on this entire Luke Belmar thing. This is now strictly an intro for my stream. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right, let's get into the next video.
What's up? Welcome back.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? What's up, guys?
We need more. Hey! We work hard for you. We don't like his answer.
Sorry, lady, but I think we do like his answer. In fact, we love it.
You'd rather $100 or to go out on a date with me? Come on, you're not even looking at me. Yes? No? No? He went.
Maybe he's ignoring you because not everyone is comfortable having a camera and a microphone shoved in their face.
What are like the best qualities in a girl?
Smile, ability to cook, and ability to bring peace of mind.
Would you ever want to get married to me?
No.
It doesn't seem like this girl is bringing peace of mind. You know what I mean?
No.
Why not?
You're very pretty, but you're not my type. I like girls a little bit taller, and girls that kind of don't go around asking a bunch of questions to people.
I completely agree with that last point, and I'm pretty sure most men do too.
My bad. Why are you doing that to us? Like,
why did you say you were bad?
You was a freak. Have a good one. But like, maybe like.
Lady, just take the hint and cover yourself up.
So I sent her a message. I say, how far are you? She said, I'm 10 minutes away, and she sent me this video, yeah? And now look,
when I said
she sent it to someone else. Love you. You look so good. Thank you, my love. I miss you. How can you trust anyone in this world? You can trust nobody.
She's fishing hard, fam. She's fishing real hard.
Nobody. A wise man once said, trust is earned, not gained. And it's especially relevant when it comes to women like this.
My name Marcus, I'm 30.
Why'd you pop?
It was the 3 kids. How many baby daddies you got?
I have 3.
3 baby daddies?
3 different kids with 3 different men. So the first, I ain't even gonna touch that. I ain't gonna touch that. I got a lot to say, but I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna touch it.
3 kids?
I do.
Yeah, cause like, why it ain't work with the other 3?
You can inbox me later and I can explain.
Nope.
Nah, I may end up in the same boat they in.
You can assume or you can ask.
Sorry.
Listen, whatever the case might be, you know she's the problem. Because the first baby daddy should have had more kids with her, right? But the nigga said, nah, sorry. and then went to another man's, same thing. Went to another man's. So clearly she's the problem. And then she's going to have the audacity to say, you can inbox me and then I'll explain it. As if a nigga wants to read a paragraph, fam. We don't want to read a J.K. Rowling novel by this whore. Come on.
We'll need a whole show for that.
Okay, thank you. Is he your type? Why? Why not?
Yes, I would say it looked like you have style.
Okay. Thank you.
My man is absolutely right to be hesitant. Pretty tough to see a happy future with a woman who has kids with 3 different men.
I study.
Wow, what movie have you been in? One girl, I talked to her. I say, what do you do for work? She's like, actress. Okay, I'm like, what movie you in? Silence. So it's like being a fisherman, but you don't catch fish. How can you be actress? This is like, doesn't make sense. You're just unemployed at that point.
Yeah, it's usually best to stay far away from women who say they're an actress, but haven't done any actual acting.
So I've seen you before saying that you need a man that gets an income of 10K. Like, is that true or what? Like,
a month.
How much do you bring in a month?
I'm not the man.
No, I'm just asking.
Depends.
Depends on.
Depends on the month.
I think it's supposed to go both ways.
I don't think so. That's a man's job.
Yeah, it's stability.
So you want me to pay for things?
No, it's not paying for things. I want you to have your own.
But I do have my own.
That's what I'm asking.
And that's why I ask for a man to have his own too.
Because I see females act like how much you're bringing in, all of that, but what do you bring to the table for a man?
I am the table. For
you are the
start.
table?
Yes.
I think she wants a lot and she doesn't have a lot to bring to the table for me still.
Men and women are so different.
Yeah.
We expect different things from people. Men won't date ugly girls by choice. So women don't date broke by choice. It's just how it goes.
No, but you get the point
I
what I'm
wouldn't be
saying?
with someone broke and he wouldn't be with me if I was ugly. I don't want your money. I just don't want to pay for anything. We move into a house. You pay for everything in the house. When you come home, it's always clean. There's always food. Your lunches are done. Your baths are run. Your clothes are laid out. Your feet are rubbed. Your head's washed. Everything you need is done every day of your life. It's a fair trade.
No.
Yes, it is.
I can pay somebody to do that.
Yep.
This girl is really yapping, bro. She's yapping. Clearly, that means she has no value. Think about it. If she had value, why would she be yapping like this? Doesn't make any sense. Does it make any sense to you guys? No, it doesn't make any sense.
But they're not gonna love you.
We don't need the love.
A maid can do all of that for a lot less money, and with none of the headaches. Just saying.
I take you out on a date. Who's paying?
You.
There we go.
Yeah. You asked me to come out my house. I've applied my wig, my face, everything.
Oh,
you might as well.
So I've forced you to come out your house. You didn't want to come out your house to see me. Yeah, you know what, Nella? We're done.
He makes a good point. Plus, men don't really like makeup or wigs, so that's just a real bad excuse.
Do you want a guy who's a leader?
Yeah.
Do you want a guy who can protect you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want a guy who's a leader, you want a guy who can protect you. Part of men
actually assaulted so that because people get shot up in stores. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Like I was saying in my previous video, being this whole alpha thing, it just means conservative male. That's really what it means. Listen, I don't want, if I'm at home, I'm sorry, but there's no way my girl is gonna turn around and tell me that she's going to the club. No, you're not. I'm not even going to the club. And if I do, by some random chance, if I'm taken over by my demonic entity that is within me, yes, we can go together. But to think that I'm going to sit at home chilling and you're off at the club doing whatever the case might be, you're out of your damn mind. I'm sorry. To the streets you go.
Just to be clear, I've been to Trader Joe's a ton. I've never seen a fight break out at Trader Joe's. Hold on. Let me address her thing. I've been to Trader Joe's a bunch. I've never seen a fight break out ever to Trader Joe's.
I've been to the store many times. I've seen fights.
Every time I've been out, and I don't go out anymore, every time I've been out, somebody's getting knocked out. Every single time
you go to hood rat bars?
I'm going. Here in Santa Barbara, you go to the bars downtown. You go party at the college. There's multiple fights. You can listen. I mean, I never do this, but if you want, listen to the police scanner.
Probably yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Like you're asking these questions? Just a silly question. I mean, you're asking students at ASU regarding like
Yeah.
educational purposes if you want to rate a girl or not. So like that's just a little silly to me.
Is it? Is that like against God?
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's not.
You're asking people for their certain preferences. I'm not trying to like educate, but like, you have a good day, bro.
All
I was
right.
trying to see the question.
All right. Okay.
This is the type of maturity we need to see more often online. None of this rating and smash or pass stuff is really helping anyone.
What do you do for work?
Oh, I work in IT. I work a 9 to 5, yes, basically. What do you do?
Do you want to guess?
I guess you're probably like a lawyer or something. Maybe a doctor. Yeah, you seem like a smart.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
You seem like a smart, like put together girl. You know.
I'm an old girl.
Oh.
What? Is that a deal breaker?
Yes.
Yo, how's your relationship with your father?
If she's an OF girl, then I'm pretty sure we all know the answer to that question.
She's a 10, but she has pronouns in her LinkedIn profile.
I'm out.
Why do you say that?
I think having to like clarify these things, it should just be common sense. I have my own viewpoints on that.
What are they?
Do what you want to do, but don't expect everybody else to cater to. Like, you live your life, let me live mine. I respect what you do, you respect what I do.
You don't need pronouns in your bio to tell people your gender. It should be pretty obvious.
Oh my god, you guys, we can't trust the nerdy men either. Yeah, do you think we just say it's all men for no reason?
No, it's not for no reason, but it definitely seems that a lot of those that say all men just seem to want to display their irrationality and their propensity to be bigoted.
This is what we mean when we say all men. Being a misogynistic loser can take any shape or form inside of a man's body.
And willful ignorance can take any form.
Reality is we say all men because it genuinely is all men.
Except it's not. But there are those out there that seem to think if they keep saying something, not only will more people believe them, but that their statements will somehow become true.
We say all men because women need to be treating every gun like it is loaded.
Let's hear it for another logical fallacy, the false equivalence.
Part of me saying all of this is that no matter how a guy presents himself to you, you do not know who he is until you've been around him for years.
It's really handy that social media has allowed so many women, though, to be able to show themselves for who they are. That way no one has to waste years.
So does that mean we should give women the same treatment? If so, then we'd be the problem.
Hi. How you doing? Nice to meet you. You good?
A handshake?
Yeah.
Everybody been giving hugs all day.
I'll give out a handshake.
Okay, that's
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ah, damn. Damn.
Good on him for keeping his distance from any potential trouble.
You guys buy drinks for women, though?
No, not anymore.
Why? Look what happened. Why did you stop? What were you buying and what did you stop?
I bought a couple girls a drink once, and we were at the bar. They're like, want to buy me a drink? I'm like, sure. They take a drink and walk away.
Literally, so they walk away?
Yeah, they walked away, and I was like, that's it. Never buying a woman a drink again.
What about you, bro?
I mean, I bought a few a drink, and it's all fun, but yeah, they either just leave or you just don't feel that connection after a while, and then it just wastes money eventually. So.
But I spot it.
Yeah, because you're leaving with your wallet. It's a check, realistically. First of all, I've never bought a girl a drink ever because I don't think that they're worth even that $3. I don't know them. Why am I going to spend $3 on this girl? First of all, when's the last time you went to a bar and the drink was $3? So let's start there, first of all. So you're spending at least $9 on this shorty because you're going to order some sort of weird Cosmo thing. So you're spending like $9. I just threw $9 at a broad and she walked away. Like, disrespect, bro. No, they're going to respect you because you don't buy them a drink. That's the caveat, guys. That's the catch-22 right there. Being straight up with you. The facts is they're going to respect you because you don't buy them anything, okay?
Not a wifey woman?
Not at Nats. Not at Nats.
Like, how would you spot it? Like,
somewhere not in an environment like this.
So not in a nightclub.
Some women like to take advantage of men who buy them drinks. Just don't fall for it, fellas.
If you were out with your girlfriend and she started dancing on some guy, would you consider that cheating?
Yeah.
What if a girl started dancing on you? What would you do?
Nah, I wouldn't allow that. That's cheating too. It go both ways.
So what would you do to make her like stop?
I don't know. I might tell my girl to fight her or something. Like, I don't know.
If you're dancing with someone who isn't your partner, it's probably time to start looking for a new partner.
So I picked up at the club the other night, and then the guy was like, do you have a boyfriend? And I said yes. And then he was like, oh no, I'm not like doing this. And I was like, okay, hold on. FaceTimed with my boyfriend and said, do you care if this guy takes me home? And he was like, no, go for it, buddy. And then this guy just completely freaked out and was like, that's so messed up. I'm not doing it. Whatever.
I don't blame him. Those are some pretty huge red flags she was waving.
Girls with best friends that are guys.
Run away. Run away.
Is that a red flag?
I agree with that. A man. A man. If I have a guy best friend, you should probably grow a set. No, it's not. That's dope stuff.
No, it's not. Girls should not have guy best friends. No, because the only person who's winning in that relationship is the girl. She's taking full advantage of this guy. He's there for emotional support. He's there for financial support. And to deem as evil. Oh God, the devil is alive.
Being insecure, I should have a guy best friend.
No girl's got a guy best friend. That doesn't happen.
We all know those guys are just biding their time, patiently waiting to become more than her best friend.
How? Just left the gym and saw my last 10 X talking stages.
Y'all mean to tell me y'all out here talking to 10 guys that you met at the same gym? I thought y'all were creeped out by men in the gym and didn't want nobody talking to y'all. Then on top of that, you have the audacity to go back to the gym where you know that all of these guys... Did you abruptly leave the gym because you were doing much more than just talking to all of those 10 guys? Please, y'all tell me she was only talking to all of those 10 guys.
Sinister, fam. Sinister, straight sinister.
Let's be honest, she almost definitely wasn't just talking to those 10 guys.
Would you rather $100 to go on a date with me? You look like you're ready for a date. You do. You've got the flowers.
Yes, I have fun.
It's definitely a great way to stay single. Pretty soon she'll be adopting a bunch of cats.
If you was you giving me shots or you doing Larry?
Neither.
Do you drink liquor?
No, not really. Like, it depends, like, on occasion.
Okay, so do you do So you just a boring
Yeah.
I like to have fun with.
What are you talking about? This is starting off really bad. This shorty's on demon time right away. Oh, what? Like, you're not allowed to be a wholesome dude anymore? That's the thing that's crazy. That's the thing that I like about Gen Z now. It's like, y'all niggas don't sip alcohol, nothing. Y'all are just straight, just off it. I like that. Keeps y'all out of trouble, man, because my generation, we cooked, bro. We just out here doing the wildest things, popping Molly, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, come on, man. How you gonna have a good relationship with somebody when you guys are just completely booted up?
What you do? What you be drinking a lot? What you mean happy?
No, I'm saying, what do you, what else?
Have fun?
No, you don't. So what else makes you happy, that gets you?
I be chilling. I'm always happy. I ain't never mad.
This bitch asking him as if taking drugs is what makes him happy. That's crazy, dude.
So staying away from drugs makes you boring? Yeah, she's never gonna end up in a non-toxic relationship.
You have 3 kids. Many fun.
Well, the hard part is over now. So we're gonna go check out why they popped, okay?
You really had us go down the line. Actually, we ain't had no kids and you got 3. So to me, that was like, you be like springing surprises on people. Man, we like that.
It wasn't more so do you have kids. I don't mind a guy having kids. It's more so are you in love with your ex and the kid's mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't have those issues with my child's fathers. Like, they've moved on. We all co-parent really good. So I don't want to go into a situation where a guy has kids with someone and he's still in love with, with his...
Right, but don't touch it. Don't touch it now.
That's real.
So that's really what that...
Hey, how many baby fathers do you have?
I just have 2. One I was engaged to, one I was married to.
Okay, yeah. But even then, like I said, I don't even think, if I care about you, I have to care about them in a certain sense. But I don't have any of my own, so I really wouldn't.
Okay.
But yeah, you're very beautiful. And I love your tattoos.
3 kids from 2 different fathers? Good luck being successful in the dating market.
I don't know. I'm just a girl, okay?
Oh gosh.
I just see
Brother.
Oh my.
What?
I can't believe I just heard that.
Just a girl.
Sounded so familiar.
We knew that. We already knew that.
That excuse again? When are women going to stop relying on it and take some responsibility for their own actions?
What's one disrespect? You not having a relationship.
Oh, you can't talk to me crazy. You gotta respect me.
Like, explain. Like, what's the example?
Like when girls be calling they man out their name. I'm African. We don't do that.
So she call you a
No.
She call you a
No. I don't even want you to say it. That's how disrespectful it is. You don't say that to me. I'm the man. I pay the bills.
Okay.
I pay for everything. So you respect me.
Not respecting the person who's paying your bills is the fastest.
That's true. As an African man, I can attest to that. Do not go out here and be disrespecting niggas. Don't be talking crazy like that, bro. No one is listening to that, dude.
Way to end up homeless.
Some girls nowadays are like, I want everything from you, but you can't expect anything from me. That's not majority, but that's what's being normalized right now. You talk to girls, they immediately say, oh, I want 6 foot, I want this 6 figures, this. And if you say something similar like, okay, I want a girl who's like under certain weight, immediately they start like a brawl. If you expect something crazy, you should also be able to bring the similar kind of craziness to the table.
A woman who believes in double standards is a woman you wouldn't want to have around.
I just wondered, I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the 5 guys from? The 5 guys. I didn't know if there was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm sitting myself married.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame.
He seems like a respectable man with good morals. Maybe she could learn a thing or 2 from him.
Room alone with me? How long would you last in bed?
Do I have a choice to stay in that room? Could I leave?
I'm just asking, how long would you last?
I would walk out of the room.
What? The nigga said I'd walk out of the room. Yo. Okay.
That's a you problem.
We can settle this in 10 years.
What does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean?
If any of y'all end up with someone working at McDonald's, I'm wrong.
What? You don't what?
What are you
I
talking
used to
about?
work at McDonald's.
What is this?
What is this hypocrisy?
McDonald's?
First of all, this is what you're talking about.
No.
You don't need somebody to make 7 figures in order to love. That's so dumb.
If I'm wrong,
You know what you are? You're a money hungry hoe.
Yes.
Okay, well then Nick, would you date an ugly girl?
Absolutely. You see my first girlfriend.
What?
They're so defensive, they don't even get what he's trying to say. Good luck getting...
You box, right? You a little aggressive. I'm 5'10", 150 pounds.
I'm writing a book, so I really don't want to say, but
I'm 5'10".
Foster kid.
I see the trauma. I see the hurt.
But that's my feelings, not.
Yeah, but then you're gonna dish it out. You're gonna dish it out on the young man. You didn't ask for that. He didn't ask to get boxed up in the crib like that. What are you talking about, dude? They don't have any sense of accountability for anything that they're doing. They think that anything that they do is without reprimandment at all. And it's crazy. They think that, okay, you should just take me as I am with all my trauma and BS that I have, and you should just accept it. That's crazy. But then the man himself should be the one changing and doing XYZ, but the woman never. That's wild, bro. Anyway, let's keep going.
That's yours.
But listen, that bleed out in relationships
And
onto
it
the other
does.
person.
But
Let's
I
be
don't
realistic.
never put my problems on the next person. I don't never wake up and be unhappy for the next person. I don't never put what I'm going through on the next person.
Okay, my
Real
question.
shit.
My question to you is, again, I'm 150,
Yes, sir.
5'10". You box. I can fight too. I ain't know.
But I would never. I don't do that.
Are you confrontational?
I do that because I don't
'Cause the
have.
way you
I don't
approach
pick
this-
up guns. I'm used to like, and I need to protect myself, right?
I can't even. I can't even get my question out.
I see.
You dig what I'm saying? I'm looking for something soft.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to be soft, but
She's-
this week.
not.
But then the insults come when somebody don't agree with what she's saying. I'm cool.
Yeah, all right then. All right.
He was calm the entire time, and she was the one insulting him and giving attitude. Popping the balloon was the best thing he could have done.
What do females have to do today to get wiped up?
Honestly, bro, I can't tell you. I look around and it's just like, for what? And then when they come up and give them attention, you know what I mean? So it's really, dress how you expect your child, like daughter, whatever to dress. I put it that way. Just like my son. I tell him, you ain't gonna act like me. So just leave it out there.
That's some solid advice right there. Let's see how many women actually take it.
I'm about to say something that's going to sound incredibly disrespectful, but it needs to be said because nobody's saying it to these young girls, okay? Those people that are getting yelled at their jobs, they're contributing something to society, right? Selling your body is usually a last resort for women, but for you, it's your first choice because somewhere deep inside, whether you know it or not, you don't think that you have enough value to actually contribute something to society. And I'm here to tell you that you do. So I hope that you start using your brain instead of your butthole, because selling it for $3.50 is so far beneath women, you should know better.
Yeah, I don't think women's empowerment should be about selling your body online. Sounds pretty backward if you ask me.
If a girl has ever cheated on her ex before, would you ever commit to her?
Absolutely not. I don't play that because she's going to do it again.
Even if it was one time?
No. Once it's in there, what's in your brain and you did it, you one time, you're going to do it again. It's a form of habit. I wouldn't want to risk it at all.
Like he said, that'd be way too risky.
I've hung out with girls that do that, and you know what? It's never a good idea. Because think about it. If she did it to that man's, what's stopping her from doing it to you? And especially somebody like me who you're hanging with. So you have to understand who you're dealing with from the jump, bro. So if people are thieves, they're thieves. If people are, snakes, they're snakes. But treat them as such. Get to know who they are from the very beginning. All right, gang. That ends this video. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, love? Love. Do you know what I mean, love? Do you know what I mean, love? Hold on, I want to make sure that... what's up? Sorry, guys. I want to make sure that I didn't mess up this video. Okay, alright. Gots to get it how you live, son, innit? You gots to get it how you live. Alright, here we go. The clubs are empty. Men are mad. Girls are mad that the club is empty, fam.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how clubs are going bankrupt. It's 90% women inside, and men just aren't showing up anymore. No drinks, no attention, and now women are furious the party's over. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Could your favourite club be about to close forever? Well, the owner of the UK's biggest nightclub has warned it might be about to go bust. Recom runs Prism and Attic with a total of almost 50 clubs across the UK in places like Birmingham, Cardiff and Leeds. They said they've been hit by rising bills and also said that people's nights out have changed. Apparently, we're less fussed on downing VKs at Prism and instead fancy more chill experimental bars instead. Basically, a very different vibe. A third of the UK's clubs have already shut since COVID, meaning there are now just over 900. 10 years ago, there were almost double that. So the message from owners is, if you love a club, keep going, or it could soon be gone forever.
Would you ever date somebody that works at the club?
No.
Why?
Because that's a red.
It's a red flag, mainly because the person who works at the club, whether it's a bottle girl or whatever the case might be, they are exposed to the worst behaviors of human nature, not just as men, but of human nature as a whole. You got shorties fighting, you got men fighting, you got testosterone, you got alcohol flowing, you have all these different factors that play into, I guess, the idea of procreation, right? Girls get roofied and all these things. So it's like you see the worst aspects of what people will go through or do to either impress somebody else or to take somebody else down. I'm just saying. All right, let's get back to it.
Red flag right there.
Why is it a red flag?
Because you're working at the club.
What about you? Would you ever date somebody that works at the club?
No, because I already have a girl, so I'll never date fucking club.
What if you didn't have a girl?
Fuck no, bro.
It's a red flag. I have a girl too. It's a red flag. It's a red flag.
So the interviewer, a woman, asked these men if they could date someone who works at a club, and their answer was a flat-out no, calling it a red flag all on its own. And honestly, you can't even blame them. Because here's the truth. A lot of modern men are waking up. They've seen what dating someone in that nightlife scene often comes with: attention-seeking, constant validation, late nights, and environments that don't exactly encourage loyalty or long-term values. So when men say they're not signing up for that, it's not judgment, it's discernment. They're not being controlling. They're being careful. Men have been burned too many times playing the accept her for who she is game, only to be disrespected, played, or used for stability while she entertains chaos on the side. So now, they're choosing peace. They're setting standards. And guess what? That's allowed. If women can say, I won't date a man who works retail, they are no longer willing to ignore the red flags just because someone looks good. So when they say no thanks to the club scene, believe them. They're not trying to be rude. They're trying to protect their peace.
I'm so full of shit. I'm like, I don't want to go to the clubs. I want to go to
About to feel old in most of the clubs. Actually, you know what? Sometimes at mid-30s, I'm already starting to feel a bit old in some of the clubs. But you're never too old to club in Berlin. It's probably easier to get in as a 65-year-old than as a 25-year-old.
I wish I would have been born in the era where business casual and Ciroc and Patron was at the height of their career, because y'all hoes be in the club serving fits, but y'all hoes do not be serving. Get up and dance. Why is you on the damn couch waving your arms? Sit down. Sit down.
That right there is a perfect example of how nightlife isn't what it used to be, and why so many people say clubs are dead now.
Yeah, well, the aspect of the club being dead is true, but it's only true because I think the newer generations, they don't actually like the club. The newer generation, y'all don't like the club. They don't even like to drink alcohol. So what are they going to be doing in the club not drinking alcohol? You're going to be drinking juice? What's going on? So, and at best, if you really have to come down to it and you use any sense of sensibility, you will know that being at the club is never a good idea. You can't even hear the people that you want to speak to. The person that you find at the club, they're not going to be somebody that is loyal it's just all the way bad. Every aspect is all the way bad. It's not good. All right. So nightclubs were never something that was cool. You can get into it when you're younger, but then you really kind of start to realize that it's not a good place to go to, and that is terrible. So I'm just saying, guys, it's bad. You're not going to find a wife at the club. That's for sure.
Let's break it down. Back then, clubs were about energy. It was all about the dance floor. People were there to move, have fun, meet new people, and let loose. There were only a few spots to sit, and that was intentional. The entire vibe was active. You didn't go out to just sit in a dark corner. You went to be part of the night. But now, sections ruined everything. The second bottle service took over. Clubs stopped being a place to party and started being a place to pose. You've got people spending $500 plus just to sit in a booth with a velvet rope and scroll on their phones like they're too cool to move. And it's not just that. The younger generation is so worried about optics. They're paranoid someone's going to record them dancing wrong or catch an unflattering angle. So
it's a place where you can play, the music is played obnoxiously loud and allows you to dance. So I get that aspect is now, it's still happening. The music is still loud. What's going on? Music is still loud, but people aren't dancing. So you're just kind of caught up with these people that are doing absolutely nothing, which is, I don't even know how to tell it, to say. It's bad, man. It's a bad look. I think we need to get back to this idea of being free and being people that are actually wanting to sort of live their life, because nowadays all y'all are so concerned about everything. You're not willing to live your life. You're basing your entire life off of a cell phone, man. That's wild.
Clubs want to come back to life. The culture needs to shift. Less VIP, more real connection, less cameras, more living in the moment. Because right now, it's not nightlife. It's just Instagram with loud music.
I just went clubbing in West Hollywood completely by myself and sober. I know some people would never do that, and as a woman, I should never do things like that by myself. However, I am very safe. I know how to take care of myself. I've been at for many years, so I know what precautions to take. And of course there are risks, like there are with many things in life, but I've always been the type of person that I don't allow fear of whatever to stop me from doing what I want to do. I have been taking a break from drinking, and I've never had an issue with alcohol, so it wasn't a problem. I've taken breaks before, but I realized that I really missed nightclubs. I love dancing, I love the music, I love connecting with people, I love getting dressed up in cute little outfits. I specifically loved gay bars, and I live very close to West Hollywood, and I missed it. It's been a few months since I'd been there. I thought I wouldn't go anyway. Even if I'm just by myself and not drinking at all, I can drive myself. I drove myself tonight. There are some safety precautions you have to take with people. You're like, oh, where are your friends? Oh, I lied to so many people tonight. Oh, my friends are over here and over there. I'm gonna go meet up with my friends. I'll be back. And, just leave. I will say that I do not blame myself for getting absolutely plastered every time I've partied in West Hollywood. I could not tell you how many men offered me drinks tonight. And how many times I said, no thanks, maybe in a little bit. I'm good right now. I have so many thoughts and realizations, and
Yo, this girl is dangerous, bro. She's dangerous. Look, this situation that she's putting herself in, dude. All these people offering this, the thing could be roofied. It could be anything. Could be inside of it. And she's just out here gallivanting out here in West Hollywood. Like, come on, man. Y'all don't know how dangerous it is out here. You can't be out here by yourself like that. I get it. I understand. But come on. Really? In this? No. This is a red flag, yo. This is a red flag. We don't play like that.
observations
like
from
that.
tonight. I love doing things alone, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand about me, which is fine. Even the people that know me well. I love being alone. Sometimes it's so frustrating to think, as a woman, I can't do this or that by myself. If you're gonna go clubbing by yourself, first off, I would not do it if you're drinking, obviously. I would go to the gay bars rather than straight bars. I have like a list of tips in my head for clubbing solo and being safe as a woman that I could make a video on that at some point. But for now, I'm gonna go in my house. I'm gonna put on something comfortable.
I thought this is what the video was. I thought the video was clubbing solo and staying. The video title later says clubbing solo and sober. So is it a story about it, or is it a story about tips on how to do it? Let me tell you a tip about how to do it. Don't do it. There's the tip. You heard it here first. That's the tip. The tip is don't do it.
Is Bonnie Blue?
All right, here we go, guys. Here we go, squad. The question of the year. Question of the century.
Blue actually a man? Brother, it's not Bonnie Blue. It's more like Ronnie, dude. That was horrible. That was terrible. I got a banger from chat files. Let's get straight into it.
Speculation that Bonnie Blue was actually a man, someone called Carl Butler, and born in 1985.
So is Bonnie Blue even Bonnie Blue?
It's kind of giving manly.
Internet just went full FBI mode after a viral side-by-side dropped claiming Bonnie's real name is Kyle Butler.
Kyle Butler, known professionally as Bonnie Blue, or Ronnie Dude, is an English actress and diversifying into producing content with students and married men. She has spoken about her sex change at 13 briefly in a small podcast in 2022 Words Levi, which was later taken down by Blue's request. Okay, that is weird.
Born in 1985, transitioned at 13, and built an entire empire off a secret identity. And suddenly, everyone's questioning if the Queen of Degeneracy is actually a king in disguise. So here's the tea. Bonnie Blue's been out here terrorizing the internet like it's her whole personal sandbox. We're talking 1,000 men in a day, faking pregnancies like it's a party trick.
The Glizzy Gladiator.
Getting fake arrested for TikToks and handcuffing herself to rappers like she's doing a hostage challenge for clout. This woman's PR strategy is literally just what will make grandma cry the fastest. But now she's trending for something even wilder. And no, I'm not making this up. The internet's convinced she's not even Bonnie Blue. They're saying she's Kyle Butler, born in 1985, who allegedly transitioned at 13 and then rebranded herself into the adult industry's final boss of Unhinged.
I mean, with how much Botox and stuff you can get nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised. Her face definitely looks enhanced with like the cheek fillers and the fake teeth and everything else. I mean, dude, I don't know.
Like, imagine building an entire empire.
Yeah, but the thing is, nowadays, you know what? Niggas don't care, bro. Niggas don't care. Niggas is still gonna hit it, dude. Look at Kevin Gates, dude. Look at Kevin Gates. Someone like Kevin Gates, he's still hitting the trans shorties. He doesn't care. Nigga says, I don't care what you're thinking and what you started off as. The Dr. Dunn did a good job. I might as well get in that pussy, bro. Might as well get in there. Look nice. Oh shit. Holy cow. The thing with this is The thing with this is that it's a flavor of the month for now. I don't even know how old this video is. How old is this video? This video is like what, 4 days ago? Okay, it's a 4-day-old video, and in a month from now or a week from now, no one's going to care about it. No one's gonna care about this whole thing, dude. She's gonna keep doing what she's doing. She's gonna keep running amok online, and no one's gonna care. And you know what? That's fine. We don't need her to care. We don't need people to care. It's just one of those things that it's like, you think it's gonna be one of those like gotcha moments. No one's gonna care, bro. They say, yeah, she was a man and she transitioned at 13, and now she's this person. It is what it is. All right.
Empire of Chaos off a character switch so big it makes James
oh my god,
Charles look subtle, and people aren't just whispering it. They're dragging up old photos, comparing details like it's a crime scene, and swearing this is the ultimate plot twist. Bonnie isn't a scandalous icon. She's a gender-bent reboot with DLC unlocked.
Oh my god, no way. So there's now speculation that Bonnie Blue was actually a man, someone called Carl Butler, and born in 1985. I'm not sure if this is real, but it's going viral. Kyle Butler had to change when he was 13 and then became Bonnie Blue.
Now, what do you guys think? Do you think this is Ronnie dude, or is Bonnie Blue actually, the real one? Dude, I don't even know. It's just it looks a little suspect. I'm gonna be honest.
One old photo started it all. A teen boy with Bonnie's jawline, eyes, and chaotic energy. And now the internet's going full CSI with jaw comparisons, podcast clips, and blurry screenshots like it's a gender reveal party gone wrong. There's even a resurfaced podcast from 2022 where she allegedly mentioned transitioning at 13, then had it wiped off the internet like it never happened. Now Bonnie clapped back in the most Bonnie way possible. On Standout TV, she laughed it off like, apparently my name was Tom this time. Next week it'll be Sarah.
So I read someone said that you're a man or used to be a man.
Yeah, I read that as well.
true?
Apparently my name was Tom.
This thing used to be a man, bruv.
No denial.
This thing used to be a man, bro. Sniper up in all platforms.
Thing used to be a man, bro. That guy's funny, bro.
Just vibing. She even said she sleep with.
Bro, I can't tell if she's like 23 or 35, bro.
Shots fired!
Like these women in the UK, I don't know what it is, but they like put so much filler in their face and they look so much older than they actually are. Like she looks like she's somebody's aunt.
People any day of the week, because of course she did. And what's worse, she's ready to take this. Literally anything that basically make headlines. At this point, it's not about values, religion, or even basic human decency. It's make headlines, secure the bag, and disappear like morals never existed. These clout goblins don't care if the world burns, as long as they get their 10 seconds on the For You page. But here's the thing, her team hasn't denied it. No statement, no birth.
Bro, if you one of these guys that chose to buck Bonnie Blue, you down low, man. You are down bad.
Certificate, no receipts, just a shrug and a smirk, which only throws gasoline on the fire. Some people are calling it a psyop. Others think she planted it herself for clout. And honestly, wouldn't be the weirdest thing she's done. I mean, this is the same person who staged a fake police arrest and claimed 1,057 men in 12 hours. A gender switch plot twist with.
Oh my god, bro. She is the most vilest creature that has ever existed in society. And does she look like that dude? Yes, she looks a lot like him. I'm not gonna sit here in front to you and say, yo, is that Kyle or is that Bonnie? Oh, that's Kyle. You just had a little bit of a snip up. Yo, quit playing games. Okay, guys? Stop playing games. We don't need this. This is not... What other supporting information do we need? She literally scrubbed the video off to try to take your idea, your entire point of view off the fact that she used to be a dude, bro. So now we have to ask ourselves, realistically, we have to ask ourselves, she took all those dudes. Now, you know that when they do this transition thing, that wound now she needs to take special medicine to keep that wound open because it's an open wound. All right. If she stops taking that medication, the wound starts to slime up like this, closes itself up, and there it's done. It's gonna be just like a scar. Okay, so you just take medicine to keep the thing open, the bussy open. It's crazy. That's crazy. Is that not crazy? That's crazy. Okay, that's wild. You have to take medicine to keep your fake punani open. Yo, stop. You could, that means if shorties like her are walking around, how many others are walking around where the whole entire transition was flawless? This is essentially flawless. If you've been sipping too much, you're gonna get done up, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Until anyone said it, I was kind of just like, I didn't even know that she was. That's how good it is. I'm shook.
Wouldn't even crack her top 5 stunt.
Bonnie Blue has been arrested. This video of infamous social media star Bonnie Blue is currently going viral online after it was shared to her own Instagram page, depicting her being frisked by police officers. Bonnie's sister addressed the situation in the caption of the post, writing that the incident isn't something we wanted to get out, but that it seems there is no privacy for her anymore. Some users online, however, are challenging the validity of the video, claiming that the arrest is in fact fake. Taking to X, fans have pointed out that the registration plate in the video seemingly matches the registration on a television prop police car. As a result, fans are accusing Bonnie of staging her own arrest as a publicity stunt. Is there anything she won't do for fame? Claimed one commenter.
And just when you thought it couldn't possibly get worse, Bonnie kicks down the gates of hell with her latest stunt, a literal petting zoo. No, that's not a metaphor. That's what she's calling it. What? Scheduled for June 15th, 24 hours. 8 up in a glass box, no limits, open invite, open access, open embarrassment for humanity. Like, what are we even doing anymore? This isn't...
It's like a straight up humiliation ritual, bro. This is crazy.
Performance art. It's meets Saw. She's turning herself into a public freak display like she's trying to win a Darwin Award on live stream.
And if the verdict is in, such diabolical schemes could only be thought of by a man. Think about it, dude. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about how men think. It's a sport to us, right? It's a sport. So now the way this girl's going about it is very man-esque. The thought process is very man-like. It's a sport for her, dude. It's become an actual sport. 24 hours in a glass box? Anybody can do anything? Where is this glass box? Is it in the middle of Manchester? Maybe in the middle of London, maybe? No. It can't be in public. There's no way it's in public because that would land her in jail, which is probably what she wants. I don't know. This whole entire scheme just seems skeevy. I'm sorry, but this is taking it too far. I don't know what the limit is. Where's the limit? Rambo, where do we stand on things like this? This is unacceptable, guys. Sorry. Not having it. I'm not going to stop. You guys want to watch the rest of the video, go right ahead. I'll link it in the description. I can't do this, dude. It's driving me insane. I'm literally I've been driven to the point of flabbergasted, bamboozled. As a society, we're bamboozling ourselves, guys. Holy cow. Like, what? 24 hours? 24 hours. Stop it. Stop it, guys. Stop it. I've been bamboozled, bro.
Here we are witnessing a pure form of feminism. The lion is relaxationing in peace and prosperity, and his wife, she comes, she slap him in his face, she eat him. Then she just walking away like nothing happened. She is proud of herself and what she did with her actions. The lion is looking at her thinking, what did I get myself into? Why, ya Allah, Jesus Christ, help me, somebody. He's praying now to God. I'm translating for you language because you don't know lion language. And here, if you zoom into his face, you can see the depression.
This is amazing. I've never seen this many women in the park and still be able to hear the birds. Hey! Oh, that didn't last too long, huh?
You're not welcome here.
Yeah, and you're ugly.
Pick? What do you mean pick?
Like, which one of us do you pick? Like, he has muscle, but he has a small dong. I have no muscle, but I have a huge dong.
What about him?
Oh, he's gay, but he's down if you're down. He's down.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to get a workout in, guys.
Oh, you're a lesbian. She's a lesbian. No Happy worries. Pride. Yep. Have a good day.
Let's
Girl, what the fuck?
She don't need no man.
Whoever invented these stringy gates is not a woman. Surely this could only be a man's idea. Whoever put barbed wire on this stupid freaking stringy gate, also a man. A woman would never. Ooh, I can't even shut it. Come on, come on, come on. I mean, really, Keith Allen, you expect me to shut?
I'm still kind of reeling from the girl with the horse thing. First of all, bitch, are you stupid? You put it in there first, and then you put it in the ground, and then the other ones you tighten them up. Come on!
At this gate, with what muscles, honey. What muscles? Ooh, I just want you all to know I'm not gonna be able to get this. I'm physically stuck. Said every bad word I can think of. Didn't help. I'm just gonna jimmy rig it.
Nope.
What else we're gonna do here today, folks?
Nope.
Good job, little buddy.
She said a woman would never. But what would you do instead? Some elaborate gate system? This guy says you can tell it's a man's idea because it works. And that's just it. Look, first of all, I got no problem with her. She seems like a good sport. You know, she seems to know her limitations. But personally, I've always loved these gates because they're simple, right? They're simple as fuck. They're cheap. All you need is a few extra feet of barbed wire. And they're as functional as anything else, right? Like, and a gate like this has existed since the invention of barbed wire and hasn't changed even a bit. So that should tell you something about how useful it is. And the other thing is, ironically, she's talking about Jimmy rigging it in the end, but that is exactly how a gate like this came into existence in the first place.
Sit your ass down.
I thought I told you to sit down.
Oh, shoot.
Linda, can I talk to you in the kitchen?
Okay, so you're a rocket scientist. That don't impress me much. So you got the brains, but have you got the touch?
Listening to men explain their blue-collar job, except this is me 90% of the time. Construction management is a little bit different than being an actual construction worker, cutting the pipes, you know, hammering things down. You're not blue collar. You don't, look at you. You have makeup on. Your makeup is perfect on the fuck you.
If a woman tries to go into the oil rig, whatever field, a lot of guys are gonna straight up laugh at her, not even give her the opportunity to prove herself, basically be like, hey, you're a fucking woman. And more male-dominated fields tend to be more discriminatory towards women.
Where did you hear that? What are your sources?
Trust me, bro.
I don't believe you. That's really weird because women come in and instead they're glorified. The opposite happens. They're not repressed. They're fucking glorified. Here's an example of this. Have you heard of the first female Navy SEAL? Do you know her name?
No.
Okay, she doesn't exist.
Gotcha, bitch!
That's why you've never heard her name, because even though the Navy has done everything in its power to recruit women to be Navy SEAls, treat them like fucking gold, put out every ad you can imagine, they want one in the worst way so they can be like, this is the first one. None of them can actually do the training. Not one.
You see? So they're given the opportunity to enter into these fields, but then they're not able to meet the requirements, even though the requirements are like severely below the normal standard, and yet they're still not able to meet. But then they're going to say, oh no, women aren't allowed into STEM. It's not that women don't want to do STEM or these quote unquote hard jobs. It's just that they literally are too lazy to do it. And also they don't want to. All right. So when they say, oh no, we need more girls in math and science. Yeah, most of them don't want to do it. It's just that you guys don't want to do it, but then you're going to argue the other side of it, which is just the weirdest conundrum that y'all have created for yourselves.
Okay, look at that. That's got to be embarrassing. So their argument here of, but wait, they'll be laughed at. They have every government incentive on planet Earth to not be laughed at. Oil rigs will be given incentives, for instance. And women just physically can't do the job.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Yeah, obviously he's right. I mean, we all know that women these days get praised for normal adulting. I pay my rent, I pay my bills. I can't tell you how many TikToks I've seen of women in doing blue collar work, just doing an average at best job, but their comments are full of praise. You listen to women like the one in this clip and you know right away, they just have no fucking idea what they're talking about. They're just regurgitating talking points that they've heard through feminist propaganda, things that they think should be right. Playing victim, you know what I mean? Things they've heard in the media, or better yet, things they've heard in movies. Like, you know, the boss babe woman who wanted to work on the oil rig, but they wouldn't let her and they laughed at her. So she went back and showed him who was boss. Like, that's exactly what her sources are. You know what I mean? But the truth is, the reality is exactly the opposite of what she's talking about here. These male-dominated fields have all kinds of policies and initiatives in place, as well as subsidies that encourage and incentivize more women to take on this kind of work, and also incentivize and encourage those job sectors to take on more women. But the truth is, women just don't want that work. And on top of that, all these men she's talking about, all the men in these fields, like the vast majority of them just don't give a shit whether you're black, white, red, brown, green, fucking sexuality, gender. They don't fucking care as long as you can pull your weight and take a joke. As long as you can come in and assimilate into their culture of fucking jokes and hard work. And you don't come in and you expect special treatment. But it's when you come in and you do a piss poor job and you expect special treatment, but you still get bumped up the ladder anyway just because you're a woman, that's when they're going to start talking shit. But it's like I said, you know, the reality is exactly the opposite of the bullshit she's talking about.
Everyone is welcome. As long as you can pull your weight, you know, lift, bend, stand, squat, that kind of stuff. Maybe have an inappropriate sense of humor, a bit of a thing for getting yelled at and made fun of and degraded on a daily basis. If you absolutely hate praise and acknowledgement for your work, but you love a little bit of overtime or a lot. If you can settle a disagreement with another adult without running to HR, you know, those kinds of things. Just don't be a whiny little bit.
Going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question.
Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is? Because men are useless.
The job going on in the back right there is crazy, dude. It's crazy. The job that they're doing in the back right now is wild. And then these girls are going to turn around and say, no, we don't need men. Who's going to do this job? Who's going to do this job? Huh? A young sexy nigga like me with no calluses on his hands? You're out of your damn mind, dude.
Stupid fucking idiot, red-shirted ass.
You know what's crazy about this is this guy will have to go home and act like his wife's day was harder than his. Try to keep a smile on his face. Because if he doesn't, that'll be trouble.
This is the best that you could...
Let's go, chop, chop. Here we go.
Many hours later.
No, you're lying.
Oh my god, I'm so impressed.
That's a pretty low bar.
Lift it up, lift it up. I think I'll pull it out for longer. How long are the nails compared to like how deep is it?
Yeah, I think I'm good on that. It's just, I can only handle so much stupidity. There's a point where my stupidity meter just reaches the brink, you know? And then it's game over. It's game over for me, man. They got me. They got me. The stupidity meter has reached the brink. They found me and they got me, guys. All right, well, let's see. All right, that's another stream. I think we're gonna end this stream there today, guys. That's good. I think that's a good enough stream, right?